Hey everybody, welcome back to the Jaywalker. Today, a ghost story for Saturday, episode something or other, Brick Bungalow Part 3. Today's Light and Shadow. So, today, Light and Shadow is the kind of subtitle for today's video. And we talked a little bit about my house in previous episodes. It's more than 90 years old. It's an old brick bungalow style home, 90 years old. It's great. We love our house. You know, the house itself is, well constructed. It's beautiful. We love it. And I've mentioned before that with my theories and such that, buildings like this, they tend to hold on and attract energy from those that pass through the walls here, partly because of the construction and the care and such that goes into maintaining a home like this. Secondly, it's a place where there's been a lot of life, love, laughter, living, possibly dying, possibly death. And all of those things can move and build energy wherever they are. It's a house where I think, the walls kind of hold on to some of that energy as it's built, made, created, experienced. With that, I think that there's some of that energy that I wouldn't say escapes, but at least manifests in different ways around our home. And these stories, again, I haven't shared with my wife, and so she won't know about these until she watches the video here. But first story for today happened just. And it's happened a little bit over the last couple of months. We're just celebrating the first anniversary of us living in the house. It was, I think, Super Bowl weekend a year ago in 2020 that we moved in. As we came up on 6-month anniversary, I noticed some of the other things that happened that started to happen. I started to experience some of the other things, and here we are about a year. As we came up onto that year mark, some of these things started to happen. First little story, I was in the kitchen, and I had it's in the middle of the day, which was probably what struck me about this particular event. The house is pretty light. We've got good windows. The kitchen is where both of today's experiences happened. And so, this first experience, I was by the garbage can. Our garbage can kind of hangs out in the corner, going from the kitchen back to where our bedrooms are in the more living end of the house. And I was throwing something away and just happened to look down at the ground in the corner between the garbage can and the doorway back to the hallway, the bedroom hallway. And as I looked down, there was this square-ish light. And I say square-ish because it was flat. It definitely wasn't a sphere, wasn't an orb. It was just kind of a flat, two-dimensional, almost square shape of light. That, as I looked at it and watched it, it moved from that corner into the hallway towards bedrooms and then dissipated. It was there and then it was just gone. Didn't freak me out, didn't didn't trip me out. And over the previous probably 2 weeks, I'd had similar instances as I would watch over them, as I would look over my shoulder and feel maybe a presence, feel something. And look over my shoulder, there would be a patch of light that would move off. Happened to me probably 4 or 5 times over a couple of weeks, culminating in this experience by the garbage can where this light moved. So yeah, it's kind of interesting that it wasn't a sphere, it was down there, but it was very fluid movement of this light. Kind of cool. Second story, again, happened in the kitchen. As I mentioned, there's a lot of light. Happened in the middle of the day. I think it was Super Bowl weekend. So right at that year mark of us living in our house. And I was using the crock pot to cook up some food and such as we were, getting ready to watch the ball game. And the crock pot is stainless steel, and so it reflects light and all this, and have it on a counter where it's catching reflection from the window right onto the side of the crock pot. It's a stainless steel crock pot. It reflects that light off really well. And as I'm sitting on the couch, I was kind of hung out in the kitchen most of the day that day. And as I'm sitting in the kitchen, I notice in this square of light reflecting from the window of the crock pot, kind of a dark shadow that hadn't been there. I again gazed at this patch of light reflection, a number of times, and at one point, we're talking several hours, later, so I know what I was looking at. There's this dark shadow, looked almost like someone standing at the sink. The sink is right underneath that window. Someone standing at the sink, maybe washing dishes or something like that. Just this dark shadow. And it was just there on the crock pot. I didn't see anything between myself and the crock pot. There wasn't anything, between the window and the crock pot. There wasn't anything there, but it was just kind of this odd mass, this odd shape. And as I watched it for a few seconds, it almost, twinging maybe a little bit, it again shifted off, almost out the window to places beyond, and again dissipated from there. Now the interesting thing is, the window is probably, I think the bottom of the window is at least 6 feet off the ground. Our house is single level above ground with a full-size basement underneath, and the house itself is, those windows are 6 feet off the ground. All of the windows are, and so there's nothing that could or should have been, reflecting through the glass onto that crock pot. Let me know what you think. I think it's something strange, something paranormal. Let me know. Thanks for joining me again today on the Jaywalker. Join me again. We'll talk about the house as things come up, different things come up. Should see more material and such come up soon. Keep your eye out. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you soon.